You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the September 14th meeting of the Michigan City Sustainability Commission. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Well, I'd like to call the Michigan City Sustainability Commission meeting to order on September 14th, Thursday, 2023 at 4:35 p.m. All right. Could we have the roll call, please?
Michelle Basta,
Excused.
Tim Bauer,
Excused.
Tristan Bogart.
Here.
Bailey Chavis.
I'll double check on hers.
Okay. Bryant Dabney. Not here. Andy Johns Davis.
Here.
Laura Henderson. I'm here. Clarence Halsey. Not here. Daisy Lee. Here. Nancy Moldown.
Here.
Kay Moore.
Here.
Mary Kate Neary.
Oh, she needs to come off.
Yeah, she's actually done.
Yes, I need
Okay.
to take her off of that.
She's done.
Oh, I did.
Angela Reynolds. Here. LaTanya Troutman.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Wonderful. And then would anyone like to motion for approval of August 11th, 2023 minutes?
A motion to approve the minutes from August 11, 2023.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Wonderful. And all in favor of approving the minutes for August 11th, 2023? Raise your hand.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, passed unanimously. Thank you. And then on to number 3. Can I pass that to you?
Oh, sure.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's
All
perfectly
right,
fine.
since it's your big excited news.
The immediate past chair will accept the pass from the
All right.
current chair. So we are hoping to appoint Beverly Mack Martin as our commissioner today, and she will be replacing Clarence Holes of the Michigan City Economic Development Corporation. And we realize how extremely busy he has been with all of the new development and building that's coming in Michigan City. So we were waiting for the perfect candidate to come forward, and we didn't find her, she found us. So that's the best situation possible. So Beverly, I want to give you an opportunity just to introduce yourself. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. You don't have to go all the way back to St. Louis. Okay?
Well, as Nancy alluded to, I was born in the St. Louis area, but in Alton, Illinois. So I'm from Illinois, went to school at Northeastern Illinois University in Chicago for my bachelor's in therapeutic program design, went back again for my master's at SIU as a public administrator, and for the past 30 years, up until 2 weeks ago, I was also a licensed therapist. So I design and develop programming for hospitals, mental health centers, school systems, whoever will have me. I also own Ducal Construction Company, having watched a little too much HGTV and thought, wow, that looks simple enough. I think I can do that too. So I quit everything and went to Indianapolis to open up a construction company and become a general contractor. So little did I know that women are not all that accepted in in the building trade. So I fought my way through, and with the help of Central Indiana Real Estate Investors Association, have to give them their kudos, because without them, I might not have been able to become a general contractor. But they opened a lot of doors and helped me to do it, and so I owe that appreciation to them. I've lived in Michigan City for about 20 years, and during that time, I have probably worked for Michigan City area schools almost the whole 20 years, and just got off from work for, a couple of hours ago. But my construction company is out of Indianapolis, but since I came back here, I was in Indianapolis for 8 years and came back here because I own property here as well. And so now I have construction company in Indianapolis, construction company here. So,
Do you want to tell a little bit about the coalition that you're forming?
I am in the process of forming the Midwest Minority Energy Consortium for Alternative Solutions. And so we just structured ourselves in February of this year, and as the term Midwest defines, right now we are in Indiana, Illinois, and Missouri, in the St. Louis area of Missouri. And what we do is we have developed a steering committee with professionals in different areas of energy, including we have an engineer, we have people from the construction trades, and we have, excuse me, people who are educated in the area of environmental sciences. And so we have come together to look at the Biden Justice 40 initiative and to identify the needs of the community on a grassroots level. And so, I forgot to mention, I also am a grant writer, so.
You don't want to announce that too well.
Hey.
So anyhow, thank you so much, Beverly. I also want to mention that she is the sole minority Black woman construction owner in all of LaPorte County. So that's really significant. Yeah, let's give her a hand of applause. We've actually been waiting and looking for a small business owner to take on Clarence's place. So Beverly's absolutely perfect for that. So do you want to take over now to ask for the motion and stuff?
Yes, well, thank you so much, Beverly, for coming, and Nancy for doing the wonderful introduction. Do I have a motion to appoint Beverly McMartin to replace Commissioner Clarence Hulse on the Michigan City Sustainability Commission?
I move that we appoint Beverly McMartin to replace Clarence Hulse's spot.
Do I have a second? Excellent. All in favor, raise your hand.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Welcome aboard. Yay.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this.
We're excited to have you. It'll be wonderful. Oh, thank you. All right, so we'll move on to project team, solar power options for city government. Tristan, did you have an update on that?
No update.
Not update on that one. Okay, everything's moving along. So on to Tristan again, electric municipal vehicle project, Michigan City Police Department and Transit Department.
No update.
Okay, that's gonna be exciting. I know, maybe a tiny update, we looked at some vehicles at the Drive Clean Indiana. Yes, I'm sorry, I've been on cold medicine and my brain is not working properly. So yes, Drive Clean Indiana. So that was pretty exciting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was some different kinds of vehicles set up there, even conversion vehicles. So I think that was pretty interesting. And I thought I saw something about motorcycles. Was there something there about motorcycles too, or am I making that up completely?
To be blunt, I think you're making.
I'm making that one up. All right. Well, there was so much. There was a street sweeper. So we'll get to that part later. So on to then, now Bailey's not here today. Does anybody have an update for funeral homes and crematoriums with Tree? Okay. Wonderful. We've got a full agenda, so. Waste reduction and garbology, Daisy Lee, Tim Bauer, Bailey Chavez, Angela Reynolds, and Michelle Vasta. Is there any updates on that from you, Daisy?
So we are gonna start meeting again now that the beach time is coming to a close. So we're gonna be able to focus again on Washington Park Beach and Patriot Park and the recycling bins in that project once that kind of clears out. So that's very exciting.
Great, thank you. I can't wait to see more recycle bins all over. You did say you saw one at Washington Park Beach, correct?
Yeah.
I saw one too, a toter.
Yeah,
Excellent, so it's being used, so it'd be, hopefully, that's a good start to getting it going.
not as cute as the frogs, but we'll
Right.
take it. We'll take it.
The front can be way cuter, of course, and our project is always better, right? So, thank you, Daisy, I'm looking forward to seeing all of those. Continue promoting Soul Smart Silver designation with partner Indiana University Resilience Cohort. Laura Henderson, Tristan Bogart, Angie Reynolds, Andy Jans Davis, Nancy Moldenauer. I think you
I
have.
do have
Yes.
significant updates on this. I'm very excited. When I contacted Soul Smart, which is part of the United States Department of Energy, they were able to send back to me the cumulative report of everything that we had received points on for the silver designation. And beyond that, they were able to show us what was in process and we were close to receiving. And then they also highlighted the things we needed to get the gold that were not a part of the silver designation. And then since then, Tristan, after I sent the manual out to all the committee members, Tristan further broke it down into sections. So we are well on our way to being able to move forward with that. And I'm thinking probably a committee meeting in November, please, because I'm currently campaigning for something in Michigan City. So Tristan, does that meet your
Did you say
schedule?
November?
Okay, great. And then we'll be getting the whole committee together and hopefully we can meet face to face and go through the items one by one and, figure out what we need. Or we could Zoom also, whatever the committee wants to do. So this is tremendous progress. We were aiming for 2024, so we're gonna be well on track to be able to do that probably at the beginning of the year, depending on what we find out. Okay, so November, we'll meet as a project team, okay?
Can I be added to that team?
Anybody can be added to anything.
Yes, excellent. Add A, right, the more the merrier, just like more solar panels, more of all the things. And then, if anybody's interested in the Soul Smart designation, of course, the information, you can find it on the website, that's on our agenda, and we gotta get the sign up for the silver to brag about that for a little while before we have the gold sign set up. And then the platinum one, I know, that's much later.
Yeah, it looks like it.
So, but it's good that's so exciting, and thank you, Tristan, for getting that broken down even more simply to read. So, that's really, really, really exciting that our city is so focused on being solar compatible. So it's a good selling feature.
And I'll have to brag too, we still are the only community in Northwest Indiana region that has this,
Nice.
that has this designation. So we're the one and only, so we can really be proud of that.
And this is national, so
This is national recognition
Exactly.
from the Department of, United States Department of Energy.
excellent. And then on to Carbon Neutral Indiana, Andy Jans Davis, Laura Henderson, Daisy Lee, and Nancy Moldenauer. Did any of you have an update? That's-
That's in the announcement
Right,
section, so
that part is.
we'll just wait, okay?
Sure, excellent. Do remember to get your house assessed though, for sure, and if you're already carbon neutral, get it reassessed. So, G, Department of Energy, National Renewable Energy Laboratory, Ed Shedd, Shannon Eason, Tristan Bogert, Bailey Chavez, Laura Henderson, Faye Moore, Nancy Molnauer, and Andy Jans Davis.
Yes, Scott, Belding has been in contact with me, and he's getting married, either this month or next month, but he said that he would be available after the wedding was over.
Great.
So, I can't remember the exact month he's available. It's either October or November. I'm sorry, that detail slipped.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Good, so we're still progressing on that. That's also
And I
exciting.
received feedback, I want to acknowledge I did receive feedback from both Tristan and also Bailey regarding what was missing from the report that he sent to us. And there were some missing items.
Great finds.
Yeah.
Thank you. All the solar in the city. I can't wait to see it. All right, Resilience Action Planning Work Group. Nancy Molnauer, Laura Henderson, Andy Jans Davis. Did you want to, you were there for this announcement? With Kathy
Oh, you want me to
Sippel.
make the big
If
announcement?
you'd like to. since
Okay,
you-
I'll be happy to. This big announcement actually was made at the Climate Leadership Summit 8, and Kathy Sippel made this announcement that Northwest Indiana has become the first region in Indiana to become certified as a wildlife habitat with the National Wildlife Federation. Yes.
Yay.
Yeah, and that went very quickly. That's solely because of the partnership that we have with so many people in all of the counties already. So this is LaPorte, Porter, Lake, Jasper,
Stark, was it?
Stark,
Was it Stark?
all of that area pitched in to accumulate the 200 and some points that we needed. Game on still. What we're doing now is we're going from the regional, and we're gonna be working our way down to actually certifying still individual yards, gardens, parks, schools, any businesses, and then municipalities. So Michigan City can actually go for certification as a habitat, and then the counties. So then we have LaPorte, Porter, Lake, Stark, and Jasper. So then this is sort of the beginning of a rollout that will keep on giving. So I'm very excited about this, actually.
I am too. We all need to take pictures of our signs and post them on Facebook.
Yes.
That'll be
Raise
fun.
your hand if you got certified this time around. Okay, so Andy, Laura, and Daisy did that, so thank you very much. And I want to really acknowledge the Shirley Hines Land Trust, because they were the ones that went ahead and certified all of their nature preserves in all of the counties. And they were the ones that actually contributed the final points that we needed, so that Kathy was able to make the announcement at the summit. So that was very exciting.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's so good to get all of the larger, the preserves done. Was it, Porter County, Isaac Walton also did a couple of properties. So they had more than the singular points added as well, so. And there were some schools, Michigan City schools, a couple, Daisy, I think you facilitated that, so.
What were the
Thank
schools
you.
that got certified?
Barker and Edgewood. I'm not sure if Krieger did the application or not, but
Okay,
for sure, Edgewood and Barker.
thank you, because those were worth 5 points and individuals were only worth 1 point, so that those points really help significantly, so thank you.
Churches and houses of worship and schools, they all add 5 points,
I thought it
so.
was 3.
Or was it 3?
Is it 3?
I think it was 3 for church.
And then 5 for school? Okay, it's more points then than
Well,
an
5 for
individual.
schools,
Okay.
okay, something was 5.
Okay.
More points than 1.
The not-for-profits do add more than 1 for the residents. R1, you could put me on that. You get more for the others. So if you have one, and again, my watering source is literally a Frisbee with water and rocks in it. Literally. So if you have that, you have a water source. You don't need as much as you might think. So that's exciting. I'm glad she reached her goal and you were there to see the announcement. So wonderful. Was there anything else from that?
If you haven't liked the, what is it, the Northwest Indiana Resilience something.
Cohort?
Action planning work.
No, it's the cohort, I think, yeah. Northwest Indiana Resilience Cohort. If you haven't liked it on Facebook and other social media, I'd recommend you do that, because Kathy's gonna use that as an active place to post things that are going on with NERC and the ongoing plan to get the best practices and model programs out to all the sustainability commissions. I guess that's the other announcement that should be made too, is that we have so many sustainability commissions now in Indiana and municipalities that are in process of putting those together. It's very impressive. And Kathy at the meeting actually acknowledged the Michigan City Sustainability Commission as being the first and the leader up here in our region. We've inspired many people to go ahead and establish those. So that's important to acknowledge you all for also.
Nancy, what was the name of that Facebook group? Because I'm not finding it.
Northwest Region Resilience,
Okay.
Northwest Indiana, NWI as abbreviation, Region Resilience. Thank you, Andy.
You're welcome. Well, that's fun. I like my sign. I'll admit it's cute. I'll take a photo of it, put it up there. We'll all be caught being green. Oh wait, that's later. So, excellent. So wonderful. On to Soul Power, Danita Scully, Faye Moore, and Nancy Moldenauer. Did you ladies have?
I just wrote a letter of support for the grant that Danita's writing right now, and that's to get solar panels on the Hope Community Center. And also that's going to provide the hands-on experience for the individuals that finish the solar panel installer training last round. So there's a dual purpose for this. One is to support the community center, which has a humongous energy bill every single month. And so it's going to help them lower that. But also, I think the exciting aspect of that is providing the hands-on training for the individuals who just completed the last round.
Wonderful. I look forward to seeing that. Grant writing is a skill that I appreciate very much.
And if I could just mention the partners in that project,
Yes.
NAACP, LaPorte County, IBEW, which is the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 531, Ivy Tech Valparaiso, Work One, Just Transition, Northwest Indiana, and of course, us.
Excellent. So, I love the training and the hands-on with all of that. There's so much solar going on, which is exactly why we're here, helping to reduce all of our emissions. So, on to Solar United Neighbors, Faye Moore and Nancy Moldenauer. We have another announcement with this one. Would you care to, or I can?
Well, I can make it because I actually met,
Okay.
I met Brian Flory at the Climate Leadership Summit 8, and Brian is the replacement for Dan Robinson. And I am very excited about him because he's been doing this for like 20 years.
Wonderful.
He's been an advocate for solar installation, solar panels, solar arrays, solar installation. He's been interested for that long. So he has a very deep knowledge base regarding this. He's very excited to actually be stepping into this role with Solar United Neighbors. My only sadness is for Nikki because I know he wanted somebody from Michigan City. And Brian lives all the way over in Fort Wayne. But I think this is a great spot for him to be because there has been really minimal solar activity in northeast Indiana. So that's one space that Solar United Neighbors will be able to penetrate and hopefully get some traction in. So for that, I'm happy. For Nikki, I'm sad.
It's okay. Brian's really great. And really excited to have him come all the way here just to attend the Climate Summit and get to know, some of our commission members. And looking forward to doing some great work. And we still will be doing some expansion, so hopefully we'll have another chance for a Michigan City resident who should be paying attention. So when the jobs come up, you guys will know and get in first dibs. But thank you.
And I think we've come a long ways because people as individuals and businesses are just moving ahead on their own without, a cooperative going on here. So I think that's a really good sign that that's happening. El Salon in the Uptown Arts District installed on top of their building. Maggie Spartz, who's the executive director of the Unity Foundation of LaPorte County, she has solar panels on her home also. So people heard about it, they learned from us, and they're going ahead on their own and doing the installation. So I think that's the good news, to not having to be dependent on Solar United Neighbors. People are running
So
out.
help streamline it for us too, with the information, right?
Not having a cooperative, I should say, because I really want to acknowledge you all because on the Michigan City sustainability page, which is part of the Michigan City government website, we have all of those 101s that were done for us. The video links are there. We have all of the links for the handouts that have been prepared by Solar United Neighbors. So we're heavily still in partnership with you all. So I want to make that very clear. The only thing that's not happening here right now is a cooperative, that's it.
But Solar United Neighbors does have opportunities for folks who want to go solar individually. We have a program, it's called Ready Set Solar. We're preparing to launch that out in 2024 so that we do have opportunities. So it's like something that we've launched in other areas, in other states. It's worked out really well. It's just if you're already knowing you want to go solar and you want to go through the program and have the help of our expertise, it's something that's ready for you. Right now, as Nancy said, co-ops are, not running. We do have one maybe two left in Indiana, and that's in Boone and Hamilton County. And that will be closing October 31st. And also in Indianapolis area will be closing October 31st. So those are the last kind of co-ops we'll have. And right now we're looking forward to planning a Fishers Solar Congress, which is actually happening September 28th in the Fishers area, and it'll talk more about, if you all, I know Nancy attended, but we had the Indiana Solar Congress last year, December, and there was the Indiana Solar Bill of Rights. So if folks want to still support the Solar Bill of Rights, you can go to solarunitedneighbors.org/Indiana, and you can check it out there. It's just a way for us to help, join together, go solar, and fight for our energy rights here in Indiana, and saying that this is the way solar should look here in Indiana. So I encourage you all to sign on to that and be looking forward to the Ready Set Solar programs that we will have launching in 2024.
So are the dates that you gave, are those the final dates for applications
So the co-ops to new members on October 31st. So those folks in Indianapolis area and Boone and Hamilton County have till October 31st to sign up as a new member on one of those links.
And that's to help them residential people?
Yeah, it's for residential and small business owners, so if you want, the point of the co-ops help you go solar with your neighbors. It helps you to decide on what is the best installer for you. It doesn't necessarily say the cheapest, because you guys get together and decide what it is that you're looking for, what do you want to see out of your installer, and you have, again, our expertise help, along with your peers to say, this is the route for us. And so they are the one installers that you guys choose. Do everyone's solar. They come out and give you the estimate and what that would actually look like. So you don't have to worry about, any of the misconceptions or the myths, or have to go through any of the sort of lingo that might feel confusing or anything like that without the help of expertise. So we're there to walk you through the entire step of it.
That's good to know, because I probably get 4 or 5 calls from homeowners a week. Because they don't know, do I need 8 panels, do I need 12?
Right.
That kind of thing.
Right, and if they have other questions, we have a help desk that will, answer any of the questions that you guys have. Again, please feel free to reach out to solarunitedneighbors.org/Indiana, and yeah, all the information is right there.
Will you please go over what's happening on September 28th again more slowly?
Sure. So September 28th is the Fisher Solar Congress. It is a sort of smaller, localized version of the Indiana Solar Congress that was held in December of 2022. I almost said 3. And there we talked a little bit. Actually, Donita presented at the Indiana Solar Congress. Donita presented about the Solar Power Project. We heard from, I have some footage from our first LMI recipient whom, Solar United Neighbors helped to go solar. And there was a lot of talk about legislation and how we support solar movement, about conversations about things like community solar and where we wanted to go. So we've built upon that to go to Fishers, which is a key legislative area, because if I'm not mistaken, the Speaker of the House resides in that area, so we want to make sure that we have those folks vetted as we approach the legislative session. We want to make sure we have solar legislation that is good for the future of Indiana solar.
Okay, and then I just want to check, even though this is being held in Fisher, Indiana, everybody from Indiana is invited to come and attend.
You're more than welcome to attend, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So will you sign up?
Again, you can go to solarunitedneighbors.org/Indiana, but I will make sure to get over to Andy an actual sign up and post it on our Facebook page. So be watching our Facebook page for more information.
Excellent, thank you.
And our Facebook page again?
Oh, Michigan City Sustainability Commission.
Excellent, yes.
Oh, it's
For the audience.
For the audience.
Michigan City Sustainability.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, welcome, Brian, Lori, we're excited to have you. And also,
Also, he is collecting names and contact information of interested persons for a potential round 3. We may have one in 2024, we may not, but Dan was collecting those names and contact information. Brian is continuing that practice, okay?
excellent.
Quick mention. I always say this, but your story matters. If you did go solar and a solar co-op, please reach out to us. We would love to hear from you, how you're doing. Just get a quote. Let your neighbors know what great expertise we are here. Whatever the thing is, I might point at a person. But yeah, if you have gone solar with a co-op, just reach out and just let us know how you're doing and what you're doing. We'd love to share and use that for other purposes. Thank you, Nancy.
Everybody does love a good story, though.
Yeah.
They do. Like, oh, tell me about it.
I will
So,
say, we love our $30 utility bill during the summer per month.
If you
I
$30
was so
per
jealous.
$30 per month utility bill, and that includes the natural gas, and that also includes the carrier fee, which I think is like around $15 or something like that. So I basically probably have free electricity, and I just love to stand outside my house and see the NIPSCO meter not going round and round and round and round. It's like
Everybody has to go backwards.
8 or 0000, whatever it is, it's just
Staying there.
hanging there on the side of the house doing nothing.
That is so
Good.
great.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So, well, and that, the story is they, you know,
Money savings, but also I have reduced my carbon emission, my carbon footprint significantly.
yes.
Which means I need to get back in contact with Daniel Pointer
Right.
to lower
'Cause
my subscription.
there you go. Okay, let's.
And not to
Cool.
segue us, but if you do reach out and you're willing to share your story, maybe we can add you to Cost You Being Green.
Oh, hey, there we go. That's a perfect segue. No, seriously, I would love to do a story or an engagement. And you can write the story too.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll help
we
you.
caught you being green.
Nikki, just interview me and you write it. It's gonna be so much easier.
There you
Everybody
go.
heard that, that's what it is.
All right, perfect. It'll be hilarious. I'll add emojis. So you were a writer anyway. You add emojis.
I love it, thank you so much.
Oh, so we caught a lot of people being green this month. The Climate Leadership Summit 8, I saw from pictures, was amazing. I was sick and couldn't attend, but a lot of our folks here did attend. Thank you so much for going. Yes, definitely, for going, for all of us, Faye Moore, Laura Henderson, Nikki Troutman, Daisy Lee, and Nancy Molnauer. And then Nancy presented at 2 sessions for the Northwest Indiana Regional Resilience Panel and Sustainability Commission Panel. The rock stars of the summit were the Gary Office of Sustainability and Environmental Affairs and Michigan City Sustainability Commission and the Northwest Indiana Region Resilience that Nancy mentioned earlier. You guys who were there, did you want to mention anything about it?
Who would like to mention something about it?
Yes, please. I mean,
I'll
everyone's
jump in.
there.
Andy, you were greatly missed. Nancy did a terrific job of one, holding the spot that you were supposed to have. She did mention you, but she did keep the crowd in a great mood with some of her Nancy jokes. But she
I even miss Nancy jokes.
so yeah, she did an amazing job representing the commission, and I did attend. I think we did a great job of sort of spreading out in some of our in some of the different conferences that were actually happening throughout the day. It was really great to sort of have an opportunity to talk with the others, you know, within the region who either want to do something that we've already done, who were looking for us, you know, for insight, but to also see what others are doing and where we can maybe emulate some of them. So I think that was really, really great opportunity to connect and reconnect with minds and like minds. So I just think that was great.
Excellent.
And thank you to Indiana University for hosting, and I don't remember who it was, but the chef who did the food, it was really great in the morning. So just kudos, I love good food just out there. So there was no wasteology there.
Good, no,
Yeah.
good food's important, it really is.
Absolutely.
So that's excellent. And connecting with everybody, that's excellent. Who wants to go next? Anyone?
Everybody should say
Everybody?
something.
Anything?
Share what your experience was at the
Yeah.
conference.
Oh, I thought it was very interesting to learn in one of the workshops about anaerobic digestion, which I had never heard of before. Now I know a tiny bit about it. And also about bokashi. Which is
Bokashi.
Bokashi, which is a particular bacteria that help prepare your kitchen waste for the regular compost. And you can even use meat and bones, all that stuff that you do not normally put in your compost. You can put it in the bokashi and it will prepare it. So,
That's excellent. There was the compost, was a session, there were so many different sessions, and it was great. I would have liked to attend them all. It's good everybody's spread out.
I couldn't tell you the name of that one,
But there were several.
Yeah.
Did you have anything that you thought was exciting, Faye? Besides the whole thing, of course.
Right, the whole thing was exciting, and plus the networking with the people. But I think what was most exciting was for Michigan City to be first instead of at the end. We're like the last people to find out about stuff, the last people to get stuff going, but in this session, we were the first in a lot of the things, and that sort of made me proud, to be able to give information of how we were able to move forward and how we did have support of our city leaders and, the community with the different projects that, we've worked with as a sustainability commission. And the fact that we have young people that we're modeling, that are on our boards and commissions to learn about how to go forward and write grants, contact people, and not be ashamed, not to be silent.
Can I just add to that? I think it's an opportunity for our youth to reach out to some of those youth that were there or in those areas, also to extend their leadership, having already served on the board. So just an opportunity there, because there was a lot, I just want to echo and say kudos to all of the youth who attended. And there were youth speakers saying, this is what we want to do, this is how we're doing it. And I know that you all here, again, kudos to you, even the newbies here, just being able to already have this and say that you have that leadership skill and experience already, that puts you, at the forefront of this environmental, fight that we're going towards. So just again, kudos to you and all of the young folks that's there, and the folks that wanted to be there but couldn't. I just real big kudos.
I have a special thank you that I want to make to the commission for inviting me as your guest to the conference. As a result of all of the networking I was able to do, the Minority Energy Consortium now has 5 new supporters for the consortium. And we, as I said, we're doing Indiana, Illinois, and Missouri. Borg Warner, who I've met at the conference, has now asked us to come into Michigan. We hadn't planned to go into Michigan until next year. They wanted to know, could we come in the next 90 days?
Excellent.
So we're going to be connecting with them on the solar panel and the EV charger installers. So, and one of the things that we do is we focus on minority participation. So we're, as I said, looking at the Justice 40 and the BIPOC communities to kind of make sure that the minorities are getting a share in all of this transition.
Wonderful.
That was a beautiful transition, wasn't it?
Right, did everybody say what they wanted to, anybody?
I didn't go yet.
Oh, you did want to
okay.
say something?
Yeah. As many different programs as we've all been involved with environmentally, there are still so many more out there that were brand new to me. And so that was really exciting for me. But also, Faye and Nikki mentioned these too, but we're doing a lot in Michigan City, and people around us, they want to do things that we're already doing, right? Like bringing the youth in. They all said that they want youth on their sustainability commissions. If they even get sustainability commissions, a lot of them are still working toward that, and we're already there. And there was one student there who made an ordinance. I think it was Elkhart. They made an ordinance for their city a climate change ordinance, and their key wants out of the ordinance were to start a sustainability commission, to have youth voices, and what was the other thing? Something that we already have. So like what they want from their city that they still don't have, like we already have it. And I think that's really cool that we're already above and we're leading the way. I really like that.
Yay, applause for Michigan City. Sustainability Commission Day. We're doing it. I mean, you guys are doing it, and the city's doing it, and everybody, we're all working together, because this definitely takes a lot of folks.
And I just want to say what Beverly referred to, that actually was at the Drive Clean Indiana Annual Conference and
I was
Expo.
ahead of you.
You were just
Oh, that's all right, there's so many
a
conferences.
little bit ahead of us,
Oh,
so
okay.
I want to put that in its proper place, because all of that networking for you happened at Drive Clean Indiana's
Right.
annual conference, okay?
And that happened on August 23rd at Blue Chip, and 9 people from Michigan City attended, including Michelle Basta, Andy Jan Davis, Faye Moore, Tristan Bogert, and Nancy Moldenauer, Beverly Mac Martin, and her friend Melanie Pryor, is that correct?
Yeah, Melanie is actually the secretary for the consortium.
She's the secretary, excellent.
And there should be another name there,
Oh,
and
did
I
I,
sent that to,
I must,
if I get out of here, I'm
Sure.
gonna lose the announcement that
I'll
we have
go,
coming up. He's from the sanitary district, he was there with the big top loader, garbage truck outside.
from the sanitation department.
Yeah.
We can come right back to that to make sure that we acknowledge
Yeah,
everybody.
we need to acknowledge him
We sure will.
also.
I'll ask Rick that to come back to it, we find it. For sure. We cannot leave out anybody who attended, especially leave from the sanitary department, because they are so important
And
to the
they,
recycling and garbage and all of our waste.
they are the real pioneers in Michigan City when Mr. Cuss, what's his first name? Mike Cuss, when he was the supervisor, the director of that department, he did a lot to save energy, to upgrade equipment, and I was just on a SWAG meeting with members of the sanitary department this week, and they have brought down their utility costs by 24%.
Wow.
Because of all of the upgrades and innovative technology that they've installed at that plant. So I really want to acknowledge Mike and his department as being the pioneers for Michigan City in the area of sustainability.
Thank you.
And a case study has been written about that upgrade and installation of equipment by Indiana University. So that can be found online. So I want to acknowledge they were the first ones to get a case study by Indiana University. And then our Sustainability Commission was the second in Michigan City to get a case study from Indiana University.
Nice. Well, and that's how we progress with the Sustainability Commissions and keep sharing and networking. Wonderful. We'll get back to making sure we get the right name on that. The event, I liked it. It was really informative. Specifically, public transportation was what I seemed to focus on. The networking also, learning about the different electric vehicles and the ability to convert almost any vehicle to electric. Nancy and I saw an older model Ford F-150, and I believe it was an F-150, and it was converted. So it was a gas engine converted to battery power, so it was pretty interesting, and all the other things. So like the street sweeper, I thought that was great too.
It was.
It was really interesting. I couldn't figure out exactly what this fancy device was. It was like a spaceship. So anyway, it was a street sweeper. And anyone else who attended, Nancy or Beverly, you mentioned that you networked with everybody. Also, the food was good. So
That's how I got a little ahead of myself. I was listening to her talk about the food. And the food was so excellent. Just assumed you were talking about Drive Clean.
it was.
But all of the construction, trucks, and maintenance vehicles that were electric there, that was just really awesome to see that much progress has been made into the different vehicles, and, you know, even though the cost was a little prohibitive, right?
But they're starting to get that, the
Yeah,
power is there now with the
We can actually see
efficiency,
that
so.
these vehicles do exist. So for me, owning a construction company, to see that these electric vehicles are already in existence was really great.
And the availability of like charging stations and things are getting to be a lot better. Tristan, did you have anything to add?
I would agree the food was real good. I also want to thank Blue Chip for hosting, letting
Yes.
us, you know, use your venue. Networking was really good, and the event was very informative. The one I remember particularly is the work that BP is doing with hydrogen.
Oh, yeah. But there's all sorts of alternative fuels. It wasn't just electric, there was other alternative fuels. I honed in on the electric myself,
And
so.
BP was actually the keynote presenter on their transitioning to hydrogen as a fuel source.
Look at that.
So, yeah, as a fuel source, so there was a lot of talk about electric vehicles and if they're going to be long-term or if it's a short-term holding place until hydrogen comes into play. But what I was sort of picking up is that all of our gas stations could become hydrogen fueling stations
Probably hurt.
in the far future.
Ability late, much later.
Yeah, much later, because there's a lot about the technology that needs to be, a lot of bugs and things that need to be worked out, but I was happy to hear that one of the fossil fuel companies actually is ahead of the curve and actually is looking at hydrogen as a fuel source. And what's nice, when it burns, your emission is water.
Go BP.
I'm curious about how the hydrogen is sourced. Where does it come from?
I don't know.
We
That'd be interesting.
I was
to
wondering
find out.
if Tristan can tell.
If you look online, that whole process is laid out because BP and another company are on the forefront of this hydrogen, and so they have a website that goes step by step.
Check that out. Maybe I'll post that on Facebook for anybody else who's interested. Thank you.
Also, with us having this consortium, my mind immediately went to gas stations being charging stations. And so I was thinking about the plausibility of that transition happening, where when we get to no more gas, those gas stations can then become charging stations instead. So
Right, reuse.
for our entrepreneur section of the consortium, that's an interesting concept to think about.
Yeah. Or my spouse's idea, which I will share with the whole universe because we're not going to be doing it, would actually to be doing like a coffee shop type thing, and that being a vehicle recharging station spot. So when people are recharging, then they can go into the coffee shop and have eats and drinks and
Right.
communicate with the community that's gathered there or whatever. So that's a free idea.
More
Whoever wants
community oriented.
whoever wants to take it, it sounds like an entrepreneurial opportunity.
I'll follow up with your question, or so most hydrogen you can actually does come from fossil fuels, but you can also use like biomass as well. So like you can get that from farms and whatnot as well.
Interesting, thank you.
Okay. I have the name of the person.
Excellent. We need to
Yeah,
acknowledge
his
that
his
person.
name is Josh Barnett.
Josh Barnett. Thank you.
Josh Barnett, Barnett, and he is in the Michigan City sanitary district. He's an employee there.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Josh Barnett. Thanks for giving his name. Well, we've had so many fun. Did anybody else have anything? I'm sorry. For dry clean, did you, Daisy?
No, I didn't.
Okay. All the environmental conferences this month. So on to Northwest Indiana Green Drinks, Carbon Neutral Indiana. Well, one last thing, I do want to thank them one last time. Drive Clean Indiana, formerly of South Shore, Clean Cities, is that correct? Yes, for their annual conference and expo. Thank you very much. And the host, Blue Chip Casino. So yes, on to Green Drinks. So more Carbon Neutral Indiana, a practical guide to climate solutions book presentation. Daniel Pointer, the author, will present on Thursday, October 5th at 6:30 p.m. Central Time, Facebook Live on Save the Dunes page and Zoom. And he'll discuss his book, which is amazing, and I have my copy here and handy this time.
And this is Northwest Indiana Green Drinks.
Yes, this is the monthly virtual meeting. Last month was an exception, but every month they have it, and it's the first Thursday of the month, and this first Thursday is October 5th. Daniel Pointer wrote this book. It's a great book. A lot of us have
And I
it.
want to point out that Faye is in this book, and somebody else is in that book also.
Yes.
So
So,
we have 2 representatives from Michigan City.
I think there
right.
was 4. Deb Chubb is
Oh,
in
Deb
there.
Chubb, just from the
Somebody else.
Sustainability Commission. We'll have to find out.
Steve Perkins?
Maybe.
Their names were listed, but we actually have interviews in there.
Oh,
We have interviews.
Okay.
excellent.
Larry Zimmer,
Oh.
Deb Chubb, they were mentioned
Okay.
as contributors or something like that.
Well, it's exciting.
Yeah, it is very exciting.
All of these things, especially the hands-on stuff. And I really, that's my favorite part, that it is practical. The things in here are actual day-to-day solutions that most people can do. You think, how can I actually make a difference? Spend $30 on this book and read it, and then it makes a difference for lots of people. And come to the Zoom, it'll be fun. Daniel's very engaging. I've been to a couple of his events, and he really knows what he's talking about. And Green Drinks is always fun. It's been attended by people as far as Canada, so that's also really excellent. So check that out, 6:30, October 5th, Facebook Live and Zoom, and that's the Green Drinks for Carbon Neutral Indiana, a practical guide to climate solutions.
And I'll be getting that posted probably by this weekend. So it will show up on the Northwest Indiana Green Drinks Facebook page, and also Save the Dunes Facebook page, and our Facebook page. And then if you want the Zoom, then you can get on Save the Dunes newsletter list, and then every month you'll know exactly what the programming is for Northwest Indiana Green Drinks.
Thank you. I look forward
Speaking
to
of
that.
Northwest Indiana Green Drinks, there was an in-person meeting,
Yes,
so I thought that was nice.
that was nice, of course. I missed that too from being sick. I missed all the good stuff. That's how my daughter was
And that
sick.
was in collaboration with Brown Faces, Green Spaces, Climate Leadership Summit 8, Michigan City Sustainability Commission, Save the Dunes. So that was a special event that was a pre-event to the documentaries that were shown for the conference.
Everything was all linking together. That's wonderful. And for Solar, Indiana Solar 101, there's an information session Wednesday, October 11th, 6:30 to 8 Central Time. Solar United Neighbors. It's at Lake County Public Library, Highland Branch. The address is 2841 Jewett Avenue, Highland, Indiana, 46322, and you can register for free. And that, it's a long one.
You can go to Solar United Neighbors.
Solar United Neighbors.
.org/Indiana, and it will be highlighted right there for you. But there's also one coming up on the 18th. It's going to be online, so you can also attend there. It is September 18th at 6:30, from 6:30 to 7:45 Eastern. So if you live in this area, which is central, That is 5:30 to 6:45 our time, and again, you can register on soilunitedneighbors.org/NDI.
Okay, excellent. All right, sorry, my printer and all these silly pages. All right, that's it on 2.5, just to keep us going, Earth Month extravaganza. Everything is moving along. If anybody has anybody they want me to call or anything special to do, let me know. I haven't really called many people to set it up yet, but we have a trailer already to move trees.
And what time is the event?
We didn't pick a time yet, but I was thinking about the same as last year, which was 1 to 4.
1 to 4.
Yeah, I think 1 to 4 was last year. That would be after the farmer's market closes, and we could transport your trees in a trailer. And, oh yes, the date, May the 4th, 2023.
24.
Oh, no, why is it 2023 on here?
It's 2024.
That'll be 2024. I have a typo. Wonderful. Yeah, we already did the 2023. That was fun. All right, I think that's it for that. We do have, we're to revisit the vote to allow the elected officers of the Michigan City Sustainability Commission, the chair, vice chair, secretary, and treasurer, to make decisions between meetings, to sign on to letters and petitions with other organizations on behalf of our commissioners regarding issues or policies that have been considered and voted in favor of previously.
By the commission.
Yeah, by us, yes. By the Sustainability Commission. Is there any comments on that before?
Well, I'll have to say we had to pass something on.
Okay. So, well then, and that's what we're trying to avoid, so, I realize that sometimes it's odd to sign on to things, but like we have stated in here, to only speak on behalf regarding issues or policies that we've already voted on with people in the past, like, and they're letters, they're petitions, they're, nobody's ever spending your money or signing you up personally for anything. It's a general opinion, and we've always in the past voted, all of us, in favor of these before, so that's why we considered doing it, to just kind of streamline it. So I hope that clears some of it up. So did we want to try to vote on this again? Do I have a motion? Wait, we have one more comment?
Yeah, if I recall, weren't we trying to review some, to see like where that stood within some of like our rules and regulations? I think this was a table, something that we had before.
We don't have anything in our ordinance regarding this. I did look over our ordinance, but Andy and I right now are working on updating the ordinance. So if that's something you would like to see included, we can do that in our ordinance.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just like the ordinance, but like I thought it was like a code or something. I could
Oh,
be
there's
wrong.
some weird side code.
Yeah, like not necessarily per our ordinance, but like
Okay,
as
so
I
open
think,
door.
if I'm not mistaken, but I don't want that to like steer the vote. I just thought that was something that we had chatted about in the previous time that we brought it up, and that's why we tabled it, and I just was questioning if that was so.
Okay,
I think we tabled it because we were running out of time.
yeah, there was that too, right? It was a very long meeting.
Yeah, it was a long meeting.
But I think I brought that up, but I think that if we're limiting our voting to things that issues that we've already considered and voted in favor of, I think it's okay.
Okay.
Because it follows precedent, and it's just
It's all-
petitions,
yeah.
they're not
They're not, just
legal documents. They're just in favor of.
We're not applying for grants, we're
Right.
not signing on to a legal document, we're not giving away money, which we don't have anyhow.
Right.
Yeah.
I wish we had money to give away,
but we don't.
so,
So this is specifically letters and petitions?
Yeah, specifically in that only.
yeah. So do I have a motion to vote to approve this as it's written, with adding by Sustainability Commission at the very end?
I so move.
I second.
The second, all right, do we have, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? All right, motion granted, motion granted, carried. Oh, unanimously. Wonderful. Now, we left off board comments again, but I remember to say at this time, do we have any board comments?
Well, we should ask for public comments first, because we have public here today.
We do have public here today. Public comment? Okay, board comment. Board comment. Okay. I know there's some announcements. Announcements?
One that Beverly brought to my attention is the Drive Clean Indiana actually is having their electric vehicle boot camp, which is going to allow people to gather information, ride, and drive in electric cars. That is happening on October 5th, 2023 from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. And that's actually going to be at the NERC headquarters. And that's going to be in the Lake Michigan room. And they are at 6100 South Port Road in Portage. And you can find more information about this on the Drive Clean Indiana website or on their Facebook page also.
Wonderful. That sounds like fun. Anyone else? I have a couple.
Yeah, I have one. The Park County Potawatomi Audubon Society will have a meeting, a program meeting, and our program will be one of the state entomologists talking about invasive insects. So that should be very interesting. It is unfortunately on Monday, September 18th at 5 p.m. It will be at LaPorte Library Exchange Building in the classroom.
All right, that's coming up. There's lots of good stuff. This Saturday, LaPorte County Solid Waste District is doing their last 7-in-1 of the season. That's for hard to get rid of and like toxic waste and whatnot. So they take styrofoam, that's my favorite, I save it all year. Small appliances, go ahead and check out their Facebook page to see the details. I do have the time. It's 8 to 1 this Saturday, the 16th at LaPorte County Fairgrounds. Your batteries, your sharps, your meds, they all go for that. And then an exciting announcement is Porter, the city of Porter had their first reading for their Sustainability Commission ordinance.
Yay.
Their second reading is 9/26 at 7 p.m. for whoever wants to go. They will have a spot for 2 students. So super exciting, and like Daisy and everybody said, look at this, we helped, they said themselves that we had a lot to do with helping them get everything going. So it's official now. First reading was just the other day. It's so cool, it gives me chills. So, yay. Anyone else? Okay, now, is there something else? Any announcements? No? Okay, yes?
October meeting, I will be releasing the report regarding the electric vehicle charging survey.
Oh, this charging survey, excellent. Well, that'll be
You
good.
have the survey ready?
He'll have it next month.
Yeah, so the survey's already been over with for some time now. I'm just pretty much releasing the results.
Great. I look forward to the results. Thank you. All right, well,
I have 3 new student commissioners who
Oh,
are
yes.
in 8th grade at Barker Middle School. One is at football practice, but he'll be here next meeting. So hopefully they can be voted in next meeting. But I have Kamari Holmes here, and then Katie Dawson.
welcome. Nice to have you. Thank you for joining us. We'll make it official next month then?
Yeah.
All right, excellent.
With the email from the principal, please.
And Jaquay Davenport is the next one.
Oh, great. Thank you. Any more? Got so many.
Today's my birthday.
All right. All right, well, I guess then if we're all ready, we'll adjourn the meeting.
I make a motion to adjourn, please.
All in favor? Aye, all right, well then we will adjourn at 5:44.
And I want to